Hey everyone, just had a million people walk by in the background. Anyway, today I want to talk about the Nitecore MT2C Pro. This thing's great. Here's my review of it. If you just kind of want a tactical flashlight, just get this one. It's great. So anyway, to get into the details, this thing has enough candela to cross what I would say is the threshold, which is about 40,000. That's enough that you will pretty reliably blind somebody who is across the street from you, which is kind of what we're trying to do defensively. Like someone's across the street acting sketchy, you want to be able to blind them and just have the advantage while you're like, hey, what's going on over there? What are you doing, guy? So it crosses that threshold. It costs $60, which is just fantastic. Seemingly nobody can hit that price point. I don't even hit that price point with my own flashlight. It's a little bit more limited, but not too much. You know, it's okay. And it has just enough runtime. So on high, it really lasts for about 30 seconds, which is enough to light somebody up and figure out what's going on. After that, it steps down pretty aggressively. I mean, you can see it. I'll try and get some B-roll in here, but it's just like, it's almost like it should make that sound when it goes down. It's so fast. It feels like you're turning a dimmer switch. The thing is, when it steps all the way down, it's still pretty bright. I don't know if it's quite bright enough to blind people, but it's still pretty bright. And then it stays at that half brightness for a long time, like an hour or something, in different people's runtime tests. So it's pretty great. So candela-wise, we got some other lights. I got my custom Convoy M2, which is great, and this HRT Alls with mod light body. And the Nitecore comes in really low. I got 58,000 candela measuring it. Zero Air, which is a review site, I'll try and put that up. They got about 54K. TG reviews, are known as Grizz on forums, got 80K. And that sounds weird, 53, 58, 80. The thing is, when I turn this light on and I compare it to this, which I'm going to have to go do at night later, it really seems brighter. It seems way brighter, and the hotspot is like twice as big. So I don't know how that works. Like, where's all this light coming from? I will tell you, one of the trade-offs it makes is it gets really hot. So the second you turn it on, you're like, yes, I have a hand warmer, but it only does it for 30 seconds. So just when you think maybe it's going to cook your hand, it steps down a whole bunch. So anyway, good enough candela. The other thing is this has a low mode. So let's turn it on high, and I'm not going to blast myself like I did in a previous take. Where should we shine it? How about, yes, there. Pretty good. And then if you click it twice, okay. Yeah, a little awkward, but basically if you turn it on and then turn it on again, either through tapping or clicking, then you'll go to this low mode. And this low mode is nice and low. And so I see people also ask, what's a good walking the dog light? And I feel like this is kind of it, because this is more than enough light. This lights up the sidewalk for a good distance in front of you. If you signal to someone, they will see you. And then it puts you in this position where you're already holding the light, and then you click it twice to go to high. And I think if you practice that, probably you'd want to practice it. That lets you always get to high quickly, and then you have 30 seconds of it, which is plenty. So that's another thing. These lights, this is $300 as configured. My light, I was selling these for $120. These don't have low. And I've always wished for a low mode, but nobody sets up the UI where it's going to work quite correctly. And I think this is pretty good. It's hard. The only way you could do better is if it had another button. But we know flashlight manufacturers get charged by the button. And so it would be at least like $1,000 flashlight if it had 2 buttons on it. Like, there's no way to include a second button. So it's fantastic. Okay. So then I'm going to show some like hands-on view of the flashlight here. Okay. So we got the MT2C Pro here with some other stuff for scale. So, Sharpie, a lot of flashlight people are probably going to be familiar with Convoy S2 size light. And we got the best pocket knife ever. So you can see this is tiny. So here it is next to some other lights. Here's my Convoy M2 that I modded to be really great. Quite a bit chunkier. Here's an HRT AWLS with a mod light body, even bigger. So this is an area where, oh my God, Nitecore just knocked it out of the park. Look how tiny the thing is. Look how tiny that bezel is. It's so much tinier. This is so much better to have in your pocket than one of these giant things. I mean, sure, you feel like a big man with a big tactical flashlight when you're carrying one of these, but this guy is light, portable. Like, it has a clip. Clip's pretty stiff, but the clip works. It's a deep carry clip. It doesn't really lack for anything. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to go scrape up my walls with this little nub here, but still pretty great. It's got knurling on it. It has any knurling at all. That's one of the weaknesses of the M2. It's a little bit slippery here, but if you're holding an overhand grip, it's mostly fine. And you can see there is a little bit of, hey, let me copy your homework, but I'm just going to change it enough that the teacher doesn't know. Seems like this sort of knurling pattern is pretty common. And then the other thing, just sort of as a bonus, you get this really sweet battery. So this is Nitecore's 3600 milliamp hour battery with a USB-C charger in it. None of that stupid micro stuff where you have to flip it the right way. This is a fantastic battery. It has super high capacity and the charging is great. And it has a cool hexagonal top for no reason. No idea why it's on there. Anyway, so this is pretty great. So then there's other features that it doesn't have. It doesn't have strobe. Great, because strobe is dumb. And it doesn't have one of those dumb crenellated bezels. I don't really like those. You know, my flashlight does. Not too aggressive. It's okay. It won't tear up your pocket. But I don't think anyone's ever won a flashlight fight before. And I guess carry this to make sure that you never will. But, you know, it's just smooth in your pocket. It won't cut your pocket up. It's nice. So anyway, look how small this is. Just look. It's so small. It's great. Anyway, this is now my like nightstand carrying in my pocket flashlight. It's really great. I recommend it to about anyone. One downside compared to say an Olight is you're gonna have to unscrew it and take the battery out to charge it. So, you know, still haven't done that yet. Maybe Olight will copy this and just put a magnetic charger on the back. Then you'd have almost the perfect flashlight. But this is also proprietary LED. I don't know if any other vendors get it besides Nitecore, but probably won't show up in an Olight anytime soon. So anyway, this is fantastic, 100%. Buy it if your girlfriend needs a light for safety to keep in her purse or whatever. This thing is great. It's a great regular utility light and it's a great tactical light. So get this.